Hi.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Andrew. Yes,
Hello.
we're meeting. Nice to see you.
remember both of you.
Glad you could be here today.
Thanks.
Interested to know more about how you got into baking or one of your favorite things you baked for us. So tell us more.
I got into baking when I was a kid, and
Okay.
I was my grandmother's right-hand man, so to speak.
Yeah. Grandmas are
great.
great that way.
They are. My grandmother died almost 30 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. So I was her right-hand man. She was already a little older, I think like in her late 60s when I was born.
Okay.
So she couldn't bend down. So my job was to bend and crawl and pick out all the like bundt pans that she had stored
Baker's
underneath.
assistant.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I was the guy that was, hauling the big bags, 5-pound bags.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah,
6,
totally.
they seem, huge.
Yeah.
For her to measure and, make her desserts.
So what's something you would have made? What type of dessert would you make with grandma?
I never got to take credit for anything. It was all her.
Yeah.
She made a lot of great things. They grew up during the Depression
Mhm.
and on a ranch in Texas, so there wasn't a lot of resources.
Yeah.
But she was great at making the best at what she had. So she could take a couple of simple ingredients and just make magical, beautiful things.
Grandma magic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they taught us to always share with other people.
Mhm.
So maybe your coworker or another student in your class, they encourage us to invite our teachers, which as a kid, I kept trying to
Right.
explain to them.
Teachers, no, please.
Yeah, that's weird.
We can't cross the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd invite neighbors
Yeah.
over and put on a pot of coffee and eat cake.
That sounds like our event. The coffee, the neighbors, the cake, right? So what did you make here? And was it like what your grandma would have made?
I made two things.
Okay.
I made a variation of the 72-hour New York Times chocolate chip cookie.
72-hour cookie. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty rad in that I've been experimenting with refrigerating dough.
Oh yeah.
72 hours is
That's
very
a long time. Did you have to keep people away from the fridge then when that was in the refrigerator? Or
No, I'm a swinging bachelor, and so that's a good thing when it comes to baking because sometimes when I can't sleep at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just get up and we're gonna make brownies and take them to work
Late
tomorrow.
night brownies.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah.
Exactly.
So always to work with me.
Yeah.
Hey, no sleep tonight. Bring me some brownies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I also made N1 for the
Mhm.
Italian pecan crescent cookie.
Oh,
Which is a
they were
fantastic
beautiful.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell us
thank
about
you.
it.
What's more?
Exactly. Tell us more.
Except we're gonna get hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
I am in love for the first time ever in my life, like a romantic love.
Mhm.
This is a guy who said he misses his mommy's cooking.
Mhm.
So she's been dead almost 15 years, and the family never was interested in her desserts. Eating the desserts, sure, but in making the recipes, no.
And you're
So
like, hey, I got this experience.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Let me take a shot
Yeah.
at
Let me
this.
at it.
So they pulled out a shoebox, and this nice lady filled out index cards, but not on both sides, and she only labeled one.
Okay.
So I
So it's all
only
mixed up?
Yeah.
They're all mixed up.
Oh no.
So I had a ton of cards to go through. I had the first card with some of the ingredients, and I thought, what the heck?
Yeah.
I did a Google research. I asked my aunt.
Mhm.
I did a lot of experimentation
Yeah.
until I finally got to something that's close.
So you resurrected a recipe.
I think so, but who knows if it's the original, or if it's close to the original.
Yeah.
My boyfriend John says it's very close to his mother's.
Mhm.
Reimagined.
Reimagined,
Yeah,
right? So I like to think that I'm honoring the family
Mhm.
and her,
Yeah.
and it's a love letter to my boyfriend too.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, and it's so sweet that that's what you won with.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is,
Mhm.
because it's a very delicate cookie. I'm not
Okay.
patting myself on the back, but the night before, when I was baking, I created a little smoky fire in my oven.
Oh, the best way, smoked cookies. Yeah.
Baking soda, baking powder, salt, all on this bubbling,
Yeah.
smoky mess.
Lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I took the vacuum and I vacuumed.
So maybe
on
that was a
stove.
special flavor that really won with the judges.
I was worried about that. That it would smell or taste smoky.
Okay. And you think you'll make them again without smoke?
I definitely all the other versions I had made did not have any smoke, so I mean I just got lucky, and I still kind of smell some the burning butter that dripped all the way.
The smoke. good though.
I
sometimes.
don't know. It's
Yeah.
a little too much. It's still
Okay.
smoky.
The smell of memories, right?
And so, was this your first time at this competition?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you hear about Chicago's Best Baker Contest?
In, I think, 2019, was that the last competition?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the girls I used to volunteer with at Lakeview Pantry was
Okay.
testing out a gingerbread cookie.
Mhm.
And every week she'd bring it in and
Mhm.
we'd test it out. We were very critical. She wanted us to be.
Right.
We'd
Yeah, 'cause
snap
she
it,
wanted
we'd
to
look
win.
At everything.
Yep.
Right. She did.
Gingerbread has to have
Oh,
the
she
snap.
did win.
Second
Okay.
place.
Oh,
that's
for
great.
cookies.
Yes.
Well, and
Wonderful.
So for you, would you be interested in? She worked at Lakeview Pantry. Doing that for something like Cornerstone on an ongoing, right? Because that's what this was in support of, right?
I really would. And again, not patting myself on the back, but when I told you that I was a swinging bachelor who's making, brownies in the
Uh-huh.
middle of the night, there's a program at work and it's AANA related
Okay.
and it's drug court.
Mhm.
So they get things that I bake.
Oh, that's
Oh,
wonderful.
And
great.
I'm not a scientist. I have no experience as a drug counselor
Okay.
except for my own childhood, my parents, my father. And I think genetically they crave sugar,
Yeah.
alcoholics.
Sure.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a clinician. But people in drug court
Mhm.
are super happy to get my creations.
That's
They
beautiful.
are critical.
Yeah.
They
So you're
are-
going to hear the truth.
You were
Yes, and
prepared
that's
for
great.
the judging. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. And, I want them to be happy. And man, I admire and respect them so much for going through the program and trying to get sober.
Wow, yeah.
So the least
That's
I could
great.
do is give them a couple of cookies, right?
Mhm.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for that. That's really special, and thank you for sharing your story with us too.
Yep.
I think that's the end of our interview because they're short,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but you're important, and so glad that you won this year too.
Yes, congratulations.
Me too.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
tell your boyfriend they are better than his mother.
Yes. Thank you.